In this video, we're going to take a look at the print-on-demand order fulfillment process when you sell bundle listings on Etsy. Now, if you're looking for an explanation of the process of creating a bundle listing and how to set it all up, that is a separate video. I'll link to that in the corner and down in the description. So check that out if you're looking for the process of making a bundle listing. In this video, we're going to focus on the order fulfillment process. So what happens after you've created a bundle listing and then sell a product bundle, what actually happens, and how do you get that order fulfilled? All right, so we're going to use this listing here as our test order. This is a mom and dad 2024 graduate pint glass, and I've got this listing set up so that you can buy them individually or as a set, so you can get one of each. And if we look at my listing variations here, we'll see we have a mom design, a dad design, and then a mom and dad design here. So we've got the SKU numbers, and these are from Printify, for each of the individual designs. So if somebody buys any quantity of these individual designs, these are going to sync to my Printify account. The order is going to come through and automate based on my order settings. But I've also got a variation here for mom and dad set of 2. And notice there is no SKU number here. That is because Printify won't be able to recognize this variation as 2 products. If you watched the video on how to create the listings, you know all about this already. There is no way to tell Printify, at least currently with the way things work on Etsy, that one variation is actually multiple products. So as I explained in that video, if I want to sell this bundle, one of each mug, as a single variation here and give maybe a little bit of a better price than if you bought them individually, I have to fulfill orders for this manually. And this is what the listing looks like here. As you can see, I've got variations for mom design and dad design, and then the mom and dad set of 2. So what happens when a customer buys this? What does that process look like? We're actually going to start with Printify, then we'll also look at how to do this on Printful and Gelato. But before we do our test order and look at how to fulfill it, we want to take a look at where the order needs to go. Now on Printify, this is easy because there is nothing that you need to change in your store settings. On your orders page, everybody has this tab right up here at the top where it says Other Orders. And mine is empty right now, but this is where our orders are going to show up in our Printify account if they don't sync automatically. So if you're using Printify for this, there's nothing special you need to do other than come and look at your Other Orders tab regularly for those products that don't automatically sync. If you are using Printful, there is a setting you need to pay attention to. This is going to be in your Printful dashboard. On the left navigation, click on the settings gear and then expand the stores option and click on the orders option. Now on your order settings page here, you want to scroll down under sync as you go. And what you want to do is make sure you have import unsynced orders checked off. If this is not checked, then the orders for those bundle listings won't populate at all in your Printful account and you will have to create the order from scratch. Now, if you use Gelato, there is a similar setting that we need to change. So go to your dashboard on Gelato and click on the Stores option in the left menu, and then use the little 3-dot menu here and go to Edit Store Details. On that page, scroll down until you see the synchronization option and check the box for Import Not Connected Orders. Now, this is the same type of setting that we just saw on Printful. We just want to make sure that those unsynced products do import when a customer orders them. All right, now let's place a test order for the set of 2 glasses here, and then we'll look at how to actually fulfill those orders on all 3 platforms. Okay, so we got an order in for that matching pint glass set. Now we can come to Printify and click on our Other Orders tab. And so here's that new order showing up now. Let's go through the process of actually getting this fulfilled. So start by clicking on the order, and it will show you the basic details of the order here. You're going to need to select one product to import this order. So click on the green Select Product button, and then you can use the search to actually search for the product if you have a lot of products in your shop and it's not at the top, but for me, it's right here at the top. So I'm going to start by selecting the mom one first. We'll click on that. 16 ounce. Now, this first step of the process does not allow you to add the second or third or fourth product, depending on how many are in the bundle. You can only select one at first here. And I do not recommend checking off this automatically import orders with this product variant because we are not trying to sync an individual product to our Printify account here. So we want to make sure all future orders that come from this particular product still go to the Other Orders tab. So I'm going to leave that unchecked. So go ahead and click Confirm there. And now you'll see the import order button has turned green here. So now I can go ahead and click on import order and it gives me a confirmation little pop-up. So I click confirm and that is going to import the order onto my regular orders page on Printify. And it will populate this order page here, and you won't have the option to edit the order immediately. You need to give it a few seconds here and refresh the page. At first, the only thing you'll see up here in the corner is duplicate. But after a few seconds, you can refresh the page, and now you will see the options for cancel, duplicate, edit order, and submit. We need to click on the edit order button here and add the other products that are in the bundle before we actually submit it. So click on edit order. Now you can see we've got the first product in the order here, the mom pint glass. So click on add product to order. And now we can find the dad pint glass, and we'll select that. Now there we go. Now we have the dad pint glass and the mom pint glass added to the order. Now we can use the buttons at the bottom of the screen to proceed. We go to shipping. We don't need to change anything on the shipping page because that all imported from Etsy. So we click continue there, and it takes us to the submit order page where we can select our shipping method and scroll down to the bottom and click on submit. And that's it. That's the order fulfillment process on Printify when you have a bundle listing. And remember, there's no automation you can set up for bundles currently with Etsy and Printify. It is early in 2024, but this still has to be done manually for every order of a bundle. All right, now let's take a look at the same process for Printful. You'll find your orders for bundled products on the main orders page. It'll be right mixed together with all your other orders, except it will show with a different status. It will say not synced. So go ahead and click on that order to open it up, and we will begin the order fulfillment process. So we'll need to click on complete order here. Now this part is important because you don't actually want to follow the workflow to sync a product, because what that will do is it will establish a product sync with your Printful account for just one of the products in the bundle. What you want to do is use the manual option below that to add products. You can actually click on ignore here. And when you get the pop-up here, make sure you click on ignore for this order. Because if you read the fine print here, these other options will lead to future orders not being imported at all. So we want to continue to allow orders to import for these products, but we just want to ignore the product that we're not going to sync for this particular order. So leave that first option selected and click ignore. Now go ahead and add your individual products to the order. Now there are 3 different ways that you can fulfill these orders. One of them I do not recommend, and that would be to create the product from scratch every time. Printful will let you do that if you want to. You can just use the new products and create each product each time you do it, but that is a big waste of time. Now on Printify, remember, we had created those products as drafts at least. Even if they weren't published as separate individual products to our Etsy shop, we had them saved as a draft in our Printify account. The sort of equivalent to that on Printful would be to save them as a product template. So you can basically go in and create a product as if you were going to push it to your store and save it as a product template instead. So if you're not going to publish each product individually to your store also, then I would recommend doing a product template for the individual products. However, if you did publish each of the individual products to your store as a separate listing in addition to selling them as a bundle, then you can find those products listed under here, under this tab, under synced items. So in this case, I'm going to go to my product templates where I have saved each of these pint glasses, and we'll add them from there. Now, one thing about Printful I will point out is on product templates, it doesn't seem to give you the opportunity to actually name them like your custom name for a product. It seems to just save them as these generic names. So when I get an order, I always personally click the edit product name here and actually put in the name of my product. If anybody knows of a way to get that to save on a product template that's not published to your store, let me know in the comments. And the only reason that I bother editing it on my orders on Printful is because these actually do print on the packing slip. So it will just have that generic name on the packing slip if you don't edit that. Once you've got the products that you needed to add into your bundle for the order, go ahead and scroll to the bottom and click on Continue to Shipping. Once again, you shouldn't have to edit anything on the shipping page, so click on Continue to Review. Then on the final page, scroll to the bottom and click on Pay Securely Now, and that's the fulfillment process for a bundle listing on Printful. And lastly, let's take a look at the process on Gelato. Now, there are a couple different ways you can identify these orders on Gelato. On the All Orders tab, the fulfillment status of Not Connected is really what makes these stand out, and you can actually filter by the fulfillment status here with this dropdown. All you have to do is select Not Connected, and it will filter your orders page to your not connected orders. And that might be necessary if you have a lot of orders here and it's hard to find your not connected ones. There is also a tab across the top here on your orders page where you can see only the not connected orders as well. So there's more than one way to filter to get your not connected orders. And once you found it, the process begins again by clicking on the order. It will then bring up a summary of the order here, and we begin this process by clicking on Complete Order. And now this process is going to be kind of similar to Printful in that we actually just want to ignore the product that showed up in the order and add our own product. So go ahead and click on Ignore here down where this disconnected product is showing. And again, we have very similar options to Printful, so just ignore the item for this individual order. So don't change a thing, just click on Ignore. Now we can go ahead and click on Add Product at the top here. And once again, we have options similar to Printful, so we can add a single product by creating a new one. We can add a synced product to the order if we did publish these individually to our Etsy store and they're live listings from Gelato, or we can use a template that we saved. So once again, it just depends on whether you published these products separately as individual listings as well, because if you did that, you can do select from store. If you didn't, then create them as a draft and save them as a template. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on use a template because that's how I have them saved in my Gelato account. And that'll take you to your templates page where you can locate the products. Now, Gelato actually doesn't currently have pint glasses, so the stand-in product for this example are travel mugs. So here's my 2 travel mugs with each design, and we're gonna click on place an order on the first one here to actually add it to the order. On Gelato, it does give you the option to edit the design, but just go ahead and click on Add to Order in the top right. All right, so that's our first design. Let's click Add Product again to add the second one. All right, now we've got both products added to the order. Now we can scroll to the bottom of the page here and click on Continue to Shipping. And now we can click on Calculate Shipping because we shouldn't have to change anything. Gelato has some more shipping options than other platforms, so I do recommend using the lowest cost option unless you offer expedited shipping and the customer actually paid extra for that. Otherwise, just go ahead and click on Continue to Payment. And then on the final page, scroll to the bottom and click on Pay Securely, and you are done fulfilling your bundle listing order on Gelato. And so that's it. That's how you fulfill an order for a bundle listing product on Printify, Printful, and Gelato. The process is exactly the same no matter how many products were in that bundle or what type of product it is. So just follow those steps for each of the platforms, no matter which one you use, and you'll be all set to fulfill your bundle orders. And because we're not attempting to sync the individual product variation for the bundle to our print-on-demand platform, it means we can still take advantage of order automation for all of our other orders. So any orders that are for individual products that have been synced with our platform, those will still follow the order submission settings that you have set up in your account. You'll only have to go through this process for the individual product variations where you've created a custom bundle. If you need a refresher on that process for creating a bundle listing, then check out the video that is linked in the description, and I'll put a link to it right here at the end of this video as well so that you can go check that out. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful for you. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if it was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the POD Insights channel. Thanks everybody. See you next time.